Welcome to our YouTube channel, The Alien Tales, and please ensure that you have subscribed.
My alien girlfriend keeps shape-shifting into my ex-wives. I'm starting to see a pattern. First Sarah, then Maria, now Janet. She insists it's unconscious, but the therapy bills are adding up and the insights are getting uncomfortable. I wake up spooning what I'm pretty sure is my ex-wife Sarah. Same auburn hair, same freckles across her shoulders, same way of breathing that used to drive me crazy during our divorce proceedings. The only problem? Sarah lives in Portland with her yoga instructor boyfriend, and I'm currently dating an alien named Quintessa who crash-landed in my backyard 3 months ago. Good morning, darling. Comes the familiar voice that once promised me forever before settling for 18 months and half my 401k. I roll over carefully, trying not to panic. Quintessa's usually shimmering purple skin has been replaced by Sarah's pale complexion, complete with a tiny scar above her left eyebrow from our disastrous camping trip in 2019. Quintessa, I whisper, hoping I'm wrong. Of course it's me, Harold. Who else would it be? She stretches, and I catch a glimpse of the quantum tattoo behind her ear that definitely wasn't part of Sarah's original equipment. Did you sleep well? I had the most peculiar dreams about someone named Sarah. Quite vivid, really. My stomach drops faster than my credit score during the divorce. This is the third time this month. First it was Sarah, then Maria from marriage number 2, and now, well, Sarah again. The pattern is becoming uncomfortably clear, and so is my therapist's hourly rate. Quintessa, you're doing it again. She sits up, confused, then catches sight of herself in the mirror across the room. Her scream could wake the dead, or at least the neighbors who are probably used to weird noises from my place by now. So, Harold, tell me about your feelings when Quintessa transforms into your ex-wives. Dr. Flemsworth says, adjusting his glasses with the air of a man who's heard everything twice. I shift uncomfortably in the leather chair that costs me $200 an hour to occupy. Well, it's complicated. Complicated how? Quintessa sits beside me, back in her natural form. Iridescent skin, eyes like liquid starlight, and those adorable antennae that twitch when she's nervous. They're practically vibrating now. It's not intentional, she insists. My species, we're empathic shapeshifters. We mirror the subconscious desires of those we're emotionally bonded with. I can't help it if Harold's psyche keeps broadcasting his ex-wives. Dr. Flemsworth makes a note. And how does that make you feel, Harold? Like I need a drink. And maybe a new therapist. No offense, none taken, but let's explore this. What do you think it means that your subconscious is, as Quintessa puts it, broadcasting your ex-wives? I glance at Quintessa, whose antennae are now doing the thing they do when she's about to say something I won't like. Maybe, she says carefully, it's because you haven't actually processed your failed relationships. I've processed them. I paid for 2 divorces, didn't I? Financial processing and emotional processing are different things. Dr. Flemsworth notes. Tell me about Sarah. The room suddenly feels smaller, and I notice Quintessa's skin starting to shimmer. Oh no, don't you dare, I warn, but it's too late. Her antennae are retracting, her skin is lightening, and her hair is already turning auburn. I can't believe you're making me relive this, Sarah Quintessa says, crossing her arms in that particular way that used to make my left eye twitch. We're back home, and I'm stress-eating cereal directly from the box, while my alien girlfriend wears my first ex-wife's face like a Halloween mask. I'm not making you do anything. You're the one shape-shifting. Your subconscious is literally shouting at me, Harold. Right now it's screaming something about how I never appreciated your model train collection. I pause mid-chew. You never did appreciate my model trains. I'm not Sarah. I'm Quintessa. I crash-landed here from the Andromeda Galaxy. I don't even know what a train is. It's a form of transportation that's not the point. She throws her hands up, and for a moment I see Sarah's familiar gesture overlaid with Quintessa's alien grace. It's deeply unsettling. The point is that your mind is stuck in some kind of loop, and I'm the one paying for it. You're paying for it? I'm the one who has to look at my ex-wife's face while we're trying to have a relationship. Oh, is that what this is? Because from where I'm standing, it feels like you're dating me as some kind of emotional rebound from 3 failed marriages. The words hit like a photon torpedo to the gut. That's not. I mean, look, Sarah was complicated. okay? We had issues. What kind of issues? I set down the cereal box. She said I was emotionally unavailable, that I never really opened up to her. Sarah Quintessa's expression softens, which is weird because it's both my ex-wife's face showing compassion and my current girlfriend's alien empathy. Harold, when was the last time you opened up to me? The question hangs in the air like a bad smell. 2 days later, I wake up to the smell of pancakes and the sound of someone humming Spanish lullabies in the kitchen. My heart sinks because I know exactly who hums those particular lullabies. Buenos dias, mi amor. Maria Quintessa calls out as I stumble downstairs. She's wearing the same apron Maria used to wear, her dark hair pulled back in the same messy bun, even sporting the same small birthmark on her wrist. The only giveaway is the faint shimmer around her edges, like heat waves rising from summer asphalt. Quintessa, we talked about this. I know. But you were dreaming about pancakes, and somehow the pancakes became connected to memories of Maria, and she gestures helplessly with the spatula. Your subconscious is very loud, Harold. I sit down heavily. What was the dream about? You were 12 years old, and your mother made you pancakes the morning before your dog died. But then the memory shifted to Maria making pancakes on Sunday mornings during your second marriage, and you were thinking about how she always made them exactly the way you liked them, even when you were fighting. This is disturbingly accurate. How do you know about my dog? You talk in your sleep. A lot. Mostly about regrets and missed opportunities and something about a promotion you should have gotten in 2018. I bury my face in my hands. This is getting weird. Weird? Harold, I'm an interdimensional being who accidentally shapeshifts into your ex-wives based on your unresolved emotional trauma. We passed weird 3 months ago. She slides a plate of perfect pancakes in front of me, and they're exactly the way Maria used to make them. Slightly burnt around the edges, just the way I secretly preferred them. We need to talk about Maria, she says, sitting down across from me. I've been doing some research, Quintessa announces, bursting through the front door with her arms full of library books and printouts. She's thankfully back in her natural form. Though I notice her antennae keep twitching toward the stack of wedding photos I really should have put away months ago. Research on what? Human mating patterns, divorce statistics, and something called attachment theory. She drops the books on the coffee table with a thud. Harold, I think I've figured out why I keep shapeshifting into your ex-wives. Because you're an empathic shapeshifter and I'm emotionally damaged? Well, yes, but more specifically than that. She pulls out a highlighted article. You have what psychologists call an anxious attachment style. You sabotage relationships when they get too real because you're afraid of being abandoned. I stare at her. That's ridiculous. I don't sabotage relationships. Harold, you've been married 3 times. So? Some people are just unlucky in love. Or, she says gently, some people keep recreating the same patterns because they're comfortable with familiar forms of dysfunction. Before I can argue, her skin starts to shimmer again. Oh no, not again. Quintessa, don't you dare. But it's too late. Her hair is turning blonde. Her face is reshaping into sharper angles. And suddenly I'm looking at Janet, wife number 3, the one who lasted exactly 8 months before she ran off with our marriage counselor. Hello, Harold, Janet Quintessa says with that same cold smile that used to precede our worst fights. Ready to talk about why you pushed me away too? The room temperature seems to drop 10 degrees, and I realize I'm about to get a masterclass in my own psychological patterns from an alien wearing my most recent ex-wife's face. This is either going to be therapeutic or traumatic. Possibly both. You want to know what your problem is, Harold? Janet Quintessa says, pacing around my living room like a prosecutor presenting to a jury. Not particularly, but I have a feeling you're going to tell me anyway. You're afraid of intimacy. Real intimacy. The kind where someone sees all your flaws and loves you anyway. She stops in front of me, hands on her hips in that way Janet used to do when she was building up to a point. So you pick women who are emotionally unavailable, or you make yourself emotionally unavailable, or both. That's not true. I loved all 3 of you. Did you? Or did you love the idea of us? Sarah was your college sweetheart, safe, familiar, the girl next door. Maria was passionate and exotic. Everything Sarah wasn't. And Janet, she gestures to herself. I was successful, independent, didn't need you at all. which made me perfect for someone who's terrified of being needed. I open my mouth to argue, but the words stick in my throat. Because she's right. Quintessa Janet is absolutely right. And it's the most uncomfortable realization I've had since I discovered my alien girlfriend could shapeshift. You know what the real kicker is? She continues. I'm not even human. I'm from a completely different galaxy. I don't have any of the cultural baggage or expectations that your ex-wives had. I could be the perfect blank slate for you to project whatever you want onto. But I'm also an empath, which means I can feel all your fears, all your walls, all the ways you're already preparing to push me away. Her expression softens, and for a moment I see Quintessa's alien kindness behind Janet's sharp features. Harold, I can literally feel you falling in love with me, and I can also feel you building escape routes. The truth of it hits me like a meteor to the chest. So what you're saying, I tell Dr. Flemsworth the next day, is that my alien girlfriend is essentially a living, breathing Rorschach test for my relationship issues. That's a surprisingly accurate analogy, he agrees. Quintessa's shape-shifting ability is responding to your subconscious in ways that reveal your deepest patterns. She's showing you exactly what you do in relationships. Quintessa, currently in her natural form but with her antenna drooping like wilted flowers, nods sadly. I don't want to keep turning into your ex-wives, Harold. It's exhausting. Plus, Maria's memories include some very uncomfortable details about your bathroom habits. Hey, we agreed we wouldn't talk about that. The point is, Dr. Flemsworth interjects, this is actually a unique opportunity. Most people go through relationship after relationship without ever seeing their patterns clearly. You have a partner who literally mirrors your subconscious relationship patterns back to you. Lucky me, I mutter. It is lucky in a way, if you're willing to do the work. Quintessa reaches for my hand, and I notice her skin is flickering between her natural purple and Sarah's pale complexion. Harold, I need to know, do you want to be with me? Or do you want to be with some idealized version of what you think I should be? The question hangs between us like a challenge. I want to be with you, I say finally. The real you. Not Sarah, not Maria, not Janet. You, then prove it, she says, and her skin stabilizes back to its beautiful alien shimmer. How? Dr. Flemsworth clears his throat. Well, for starters, you could try actually talking to her about your feelings instead of letting your subconscious broadcast them while you sleep. Right? Communication. The thing that ended my first 3 marriages. This is going to be harder than I thought. Okay, I say, sitting across from Quintessa on our couch, both of us armed with mugs of tea like we're preparing for battle. Let's try this communication thing. I'm ready, she says, though her antennae are twitching nervously. Right? So, I take a deep breath. I think I'm falling in love with you, and it terrifies me because every time I've fallen in love before, it's ended badly. And I don't want to mess this up because you're amazing and I don't deserve you. The words tumble out in a rush, and I immediately feel exposed, like I've just streaked through a shopping mall. Quintessa blinks her starlight eyes. That's actually very honest. Yeah, well, don't get used to it. This is hard. I know it's hard. But Harold, here's the thing. I'm not Sarah, or Maria, or Janet. I'm not even human. I don't have the same expectations or cultural programming they had. But you keep turning into them because you keep expecting me to. Your subconscious is so convinced that all relationships follow the same pattern that you're literally projecting that pattern onto me. I set down my mug. So what do I do? Stop trying to predict how this relationship will end and start experiencing how it actually is. Before I can respond, her skin starts to shimmer again. But this time, instead of turning into one of my ex-wives, she cycles through all 3, Sarah's auburn hair, Maria's dark eyes, Janet's sharp features, like a cosmic slideshow of my romantic failures. Quintessa, what's happening? I think, she says, her voice layering strangely as the faces shift. Your subconscious is trying to integrate all your past relationships into one final pattern. The shifting accelerates, and suddenly I'm looking at a face that's part Sarah, part Maria, part Janet, and part something entirely new. This is either the most beautiful thing I've ever seen or the most terrifying. I whisper, staring at Quintessa's ever-shifting features. Her face is a kaleidoscope of every woman I've ever loved, but somehow it's becoming something entirely new. Sarah's kindness, Maria's passion, Janet's strength, all blending with Quintessa's alien grace into something that's uniquely her. I can feel it, she says, her voice harmonizing with itself in impossible ways. All your memories, all your fears, all your hopes. Harold, I understand now. Understand what? You weren't looking for different women in your marriages. You were looking for different parts of yourself. Sarah represented your need for stability, Maria your need for passion, Janet your need for independence. But you could never integrate all those parts into one relationship. The shifting slows and gradually, her features settle into something new. Still recognizably Quintessa, but somehow incorporating the best aspects of everyone I've ever loved, including parts of myself I'd forgotten existed. Is this what you really look like? Ask. This is what I look like when I'm truly connected to someone, she says. When there are no barriers, no fear, no patterns to hide behind. I reach out to touch her face, and her skin feels warm and real and perfectly alien all at once. I love you, I say, and for the first time in 4 relationships, I mean it without reservation or escape plans. I love you too, she replies. All of you, even the parts you've been trying to hide. Her antennae glow softly, and I realize we've finally broken the pattern. But then the doorbell rings and we both freeze, because standing on my porch, visible through the window, are 3 very familiar figures. Harold, Sarah says when I open the door, we need to talk. Behind her stand Maria and Janet, looking like the world's most uncomfortable committee. This is about your alien girlfriend, isn't it? Janet adds, cutting straight to the point as usual. How did you? We've been having dreams, Maria explains. Very vivid dreams where we're all the same person, living in your house, dating an alien. I look back at Quintessa, who's still in her new integrated form but trying to hide behind the couch. Is this normal for empathic shapeshifters? I may have accidentally created a psychic link with all your significant romantic memories, she admits. It's not supposed to happen, but your emotional patterns are apparently very broadcast friendly. So we've all been sharing the same dreams, Sarah continues, and we've been comparing notes, and we've reached a conclusion, which is, the 3 of them exchange a look, and for a moment I see the same expression on all their faces. The one they used to get when they were about to deliver relationship-ending news. You're actually a decent guy, Harold, Janet says. You're just terrible at being in relationships. Thanks, but, Maria adds, this alien girlfriend of yours might actually be good for you. We can feel her emotions through the psychic link, Sarah explains. She really loves you, like, genuinely loves you, not just the idea of you. Quintessa peeks out from behind the couch. You're not here to break us up, honey, Janet says. We're here to give you our blessing, and maybe some advice. Because if anyone knows Harold's relationship patterns, it's us. I stare at my 3 ex-wives standing on my porch, offering relationship counseling to my alien girlfriend, and realize that my life has officially become stranger than science fiction. Also, Sarah adds, we're going to need you to break that psychic connection. The shared dreams are getting weird. Quintessa nods frantically. Already working on it. As I watch my past and my future collide on my front porch, I can't help but laugh. Because for the first time in my life, I'm not running from a relationship. I'm running toward one, with the help of every woman who ever loved me enough to leave me. The pattern is finally broken, and the real adventure is just beginning.